Known in antiquity as Berytus and founded in 3000 BCE, Lebanon's capital and economic center's history stretches back around 5,000 years. It can trace its roots through the Phoenicians, Hellenic, Roman, Arab, and Ottoman remains found during excavations in the city, and is even mentioned as being a small settlement in the writings of an Egyptian pharaoh. Often referred to as the Paris of the Middle East, Beirut is now a lively modern city attempting to leave behind the scars of war and local unrest. In southern Turkey, around 40 miles from the Syrian border, lies Gaziantep, a city which dates back as far as 3650 BCE, having been founded by the Hittites. Roman mosaics have been discovered in the city, and visitors will marvel at the Ravanda citadel, which lies at the very heart of the city and was restored by the Byzantine Empire in the 6th century. Plovdiv was originally settled by the Thracians in 4000 BCE before becoming one of the major Roman cities in Europe during the empire. Before becoming part of modern Bulgaria, the city was held by both the Byzantine and Ottoman empires and remains a major cultural center to this day. The Roman writer Lucian even described it as being the biggest and loveliest of all cities. Its beauty shines from far away. Just a short jaunt from Beirut lies Sidon. Not only does Sidon's history stretch back nearly 6,000 years to 4000 BCE, it is one of the oldest and certainly the most important Phoenician cities. The Phoenicians were seafaring people who were among the most renowned traders and merchants of the ancient world. Alexander III of Macedon is said to have captured the city as part of his conquest in 333 BCE. FAIYUM is the oldest city in Egypt and occupies part of the Crocodilopolis, which was part of the center of worship for Sobek, the crocodile idol that people used to believe protected them from the dangers of River Nile. First settled in 4200 BCE, Susa was the capital of the Elamite Empire, which held parallels to the development of the Sumerian culture, before it was captured by Assyrians. In fact, Susa has changed hands a great number of times throughout its history, eventually being held by the Persians. Susa is the setting of the Persians, the oldest surviving play in theater, an Athenian tragedy which dates back to 472 BCE. The capital of war-torn Syria, Damascus is among the oldest inhabited cities in the world and is thought by some to be the oldest, with some stating that the city can trace its settlement back to 10,000 BCE. However, this is still to be proved, and the earliest confirmable evidence has Damascus founded at 4300 BCE. During its history, it has been held by the Romans, Arabs, and Ottomans, and was another city captured during Alexander III of Macedon's conquest of around 90% of the known world. Another city in Syria which has been almost destroyed by the ongoing civil war, Aleppo is also one of the oldest in the world, tracing its history back to 4300 BCE, around the same time of the founding of Damascus. All throughout Syria, the war has claimed the lives of more than 220,000 people and left 9 million Syrians as refugees. It has also seen the destruction of 23 World Heritage Sites all throughout the country, including several in Damascus and Aleppo, which have been all but flattened due to artillery shelling. Going back to 5000 BCE sees the first settlers in BYBLOS, Lebanon, originally known as Gebal by the Phoenicians, when it was built to be the first city of their empire. BYBLOS has been continually occupied for more than 7,000 years. Dubbed Byblos by the Greeks, who imported a significant amount of their papyrus from the city, it is safe to say that much of ancient Greek writing wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Byblos. Jericho is the oldest continually inhabited city in the world by far, and is also the world's oldest walled city. Founded in 9000 BCE, the city has been occupied by 20 successive settlements, going back 11,000 years thanks to its copious freshwater springs all around the city, which have made it perfect for human habitation in a dry climate. Today, Jericho lies in the Palestinian territories, is home to 20,000 people, and is one of the most popular destinations for Palestinian tourists given its proximity to the Dead Sea.